So I just want to welcome you all for coming. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself and for to be part of this. I'm grateful for all your being here tonight. Meditation is one of my favorite um, practices, and it's also something that I love to talk about because I've been meditating for over 40 years. I started meditating at age 21, and I could not wrestle or wrangle my monkey mind. For many years, I kept trying to meditate, and that monkey mind would not stop monkeying around. But then when I was 29 years old, I went to India on a 10-day Vipassana retreat where it was a silent retreat. And that was one of the best experiences in my life. I've done it twice, and it instilled the practice of meditation. And it also gave me the true benefits of meditation. You don't get the benefits of meditation unless you meditate. It's funny how that goes. People try meditating once and then they're like, "Oh, this is too hard," and they give up. But the gold really, you start to discover the gold the more you do it. And I was saying yesterday as well that nowadays there's many guided meditations. Oh, here comes Susie. Excellent. And Elizabeth, wonderful. Um, so many guided meditations are very helpful, but what I really like to teach people is how to go into the stillness, because when you go into the stillness, that's when you start really experiencing a connection with your soul, or however you want to say it. To me, when I get downloads from it, it does feel like it comes from above, but it's in my head. But I actually, hello, Elizabeth. Welcome, welcome. So when I receive downloads, it's very it's interesting because it's just like this knowing that comes in, and usually I get an audio. I get words. I hear words, and the words don't sound like it doesn't sound like my voice, and it doesn't sound like well, like, it's not like dark thoughts. It's not like I must kill somebody. I don't have those kinds of thoughts. I have thoughts that are very like high, like compassion for self. When I was meditating in one of the Vipassana retreats that I did in Montebello, Quebec in 2015, I was meditating, and Xanthi was saying yesterday, "Hi, Susie. Welcome, welcome." Xanthi was saying yesterday that she kept fidgeting and she couldn't seem to get comfortable. And it's perfectly fine when you're beginning to meditate to move around. I mean, if I have a kink in my neck, sometimes I just do that or this when I'm meditating. It's perfectly fine. I'm not going to hit you on the back like they do in Japanese Zen Buddhist temples, and where you can't move or they come and whack you with a stick. I'm not doing that. So when I was meditating, I had like 17 pillows. I just could not get comfortable. And I was feeling kind of frustrated in my practice because I just couldn't seem to sit still. And I opened my eyes and I looked around the room, and everybody was sitting like the perfect Buddha. Everybody in a room of 40 people. And I instantly judged myself. I went, "Oh my God, I can't even do this. I'm such a loser." I, I had that thought, boy, I can't even meditate. And then a total judgment on myself, right? And then I heard a voice that I got a download, and it said, and it sounds like this benevolent voice. It was like, compassion for self. It sounds like if God were speaking, that's what it sounded like in my head, or an angel or someone of a higher consciousness. It just said compassion for self. And in that moment, I started weeping because I realized that I had compassion for every other person in the world except myself. And this realization changed my life because I was beating myself up constantly. Even though I'd been meditating for years, I still had that inner critic in my head. And from that moment on, I decided that I was going to practice compassion for myself. And anytime I made a mistake, this was what I would say: oh, well. I mean, unless it was, if I hurt someone, I would apologize. Hello, Christina. Welcome. But I developed the attitude, if I made a mistake that usually I would criticize myself over, I would say, oh, well, it's okay. You're doing the best you can. It's okay. Don't go into negativity. And I would love to see your beautiful face more. Do you have a little light you can put on your face so we can see you instead of hiding in the shadows? There you go. That's better. That's better. Okay, good. Everybody's arrived now. Great. Okay. Um, so I was just talking about the importance of self-compassion, not only in the practice of meditation, but in your life. It's extremely important to always be compassionate with yourself and with everybody, because honestly, we are all doing the best we can. And we mess up, we make mistakes, and it does not serve anybody. Remember what I was saying about yesterday about don't poison your own waters? Everything you say to yourself affects your inner waters. So the other thing I wanted to share, and I invite you to consider this as sort of an intention that you could set for yourself if you want to. When I was in India at age 29, I went to the Kala Chakra initiation. And one of the things that meditation does is it really develops your intuition. And before I went to the Vipassana retreat, I was already practicing meditation, and I do have intuitive gifts just naturally. So I was already practicing my intuition since I was 21 years old. And one of my favorite things to do is to go into a bookstore and ask for a message. So this is something that you could do. Next time you go into a bookstore, close your eyes, tune into your body, and then when you open your eyes, trust that wherever you walk to, ask for a book, ask for a message from a book. And if you go to, the spiritual section, you might find a message that's a higher message than, say, a murder, serial murder, or whatever section. So set with intention that you're going to go to either poetry or the spiritual section, and just trust the book you pull out and open the book, asking for a sign, and just put your finger on the message and see what it says. And this is what I did when I was in Kathmandu at 29 years old. I heard that the Dalai Lama was coming to Sarnath, where Buddha was born. And I really wanted to meet the Dalai Lama. I had always followed his teachings. But my other friends had told me about a guru that lived in the north. And I couldn't decide, should I go to the north or should I go to the south? So I did that. I went into a bookstore and I asked to be guided to find a book. I found the I Ching book, which was the perfect book because it's an oracle book. And I opened the I Ching oracle book, and I put my fingers on it, my finger, and it said, and I kid you not, it is fortuitous to go south to meet the great man. Now, I was literally asking, should I go north or south? And the Dalai Lama, I would say, is a great man. So I followed my intuition. I followed the guidance from the book, and I went south. I did the Kala Chakra initiation, where I took the vow to become a Bodhisattva. And you might want to take that vow as well. It's a Bodhisattva is someone who chooses to walk the path of being awake. and one who walks the path of nonviolence. So you don't kill insects, you don't hurt anything. And the other thing that the Bodhisattva does is commits to helping others awaken. And I took that vow when I was 29. So I'm so happy that when I came back from India, a lot of people didn't want to know anything about meditation. They thought I was nuts. This is years ago, right? 40 years ago or 30 years ago. So I believe that the greatest journey you will ever take is going within. And you've heard in the Bible where it was written, the kingdom of heaven is within. And it truly, truly is. It's where the gold is. And if we don't experience the silence, we don't hear the whispers of our soul or the whispers from a higher source. I call it, God, Great Spirit. I like to use the word Great Spirit because of my connection with Indigenous people. They refer to God as the Great Spirit. And I just wanted to talk about the importance of part of this path is walking is a mindfulness practice. So the concept of mindfulness is that when you practice meditation, you develop the witness self, right? It's the soul self, the one that doesn't judge, the one that is observing the duality in front of us, and the one that doesn't get caught up in the drama. Because when you're caught up in the drama, you're not in your higher self. You're in the kind of 3D emotional world, right? But mindfulness practice, the more you meditate, the more you start noticing. Notice what you notice. So, in the next few days, and if you continue to work with me going beyond, it's it's really interesting to start developing. Notice what you notice, and just go, like interesting. Like just observe everything that's happening. Notice how you're feeling. Notice when you get triggered. Notice when you're like your heart starts racing. Oh, heart is racing. What triggered my heart racing? And then you breathe into your heart. And just take a moment before you respond. So it's getting out of the state where we're in reaction and more in the state of observing and mindfulness. Because when we're in the reaction state, it's more like uh, the lizard brain, the primitive brain that is reacting either with flight, fight, freeze, or fawn. So if you're in any of those states, you're in that survival mode. You're not in your high, you're not connected to your heart. Because as soon as you have those feelings of fear, then your connection with source shuts down and you don't receive the guidance. And that's why it's so important that we practice meditation, because we're living in a world of extremes, and there's a lot of things that can make us fearful. But when we stay in the heart, we stay centered, we can get, we'll be guided. We'll be guided where to go, who to talk to, what book to read, what step to take next. And even when, you know, like just yesterday, my husband, his car got totaled by his niece, who's she's a drug addict. And I mean, it sent, I was like, what? It triggered me because this is serious. Like his car, he no longer has a car. And I could have easily gone into like, oh my God. I mean, I did a little bit, but I was giving this class. So I had to stay centered and not go into fear, like, oh my God, what are we going to do? How are we going to? I was just like, we'll figure it out. You know, that was a hard lesson he learned. Do not trust someone who's an addict who hasn't got help. And he lost his car because he was trying to help her, but he thought she would, he trusted that she was okay, but he really knew that you can't trust her. But anyways, I digress. So what I just want to read is this. How do everybody know the prophet? Does everybody know this? Yes. So this, what about Susie, Christina, Anne, Tierra, Lex? Okay. So this is a book that I read when I was 19 years old, maybe even younger, maybe 17. And it's a book that really was one of those books in my life. 1979, I got this book in 1979. So I was, yeah, 60, I was 17 years old, I guess, or something like that, 18. Your Father Like the Prophet. Yeah, it's one of my favorite books. So I want to just read this. Wait, someone's sending me a message. I think she's trying to get in. Oh, geez. Let me just, I'll have to deal, she'll have to catch the replay. Okay. All right. And a man said, "Speak to us of self-knowledge." And he answered, saying, "Your hearts know in silence the secrets of the days and the nights, but your ears thirst for the sound of your heart's knowledge. You would know in words that which you have always known in thought. You would touch with your fingers the naked body of your dreams, and it is well you should. The hidden wellspring of your soul must needs rise and run, murmuring to the sea, and the treasure of your infinite depths would be revealed to your eyes. But let there be no scales to weigh your unknown treasure, and seek not the depths of your knowledge with staff or sounding line. For self is a sea, boundless and measureless. Say not, I have found the truth, but rather, I have found a truth. Say not, I have found the path of the soul. Say rather, I have met the soul walking upon my path. For the soul walks upon all paths. The soul walks not upon a line, neither does it grow like a reed. The soul unfolds itself like the lotus of countless petals. It's so beautiful. So, um, today, before we go into the meditation, I want to teach you a pranayama breathing technique. So what you're going to do is, this is a very powerful technique to make sure both of your nostrils or your sinuses are clear. And if you need to grab a Kleenex, you might, like one side might be blocked, and you can just hold one nostril and try to blow out the other and see if it's blocked. And then hold the other nostril, see if it's blocked. So now this is exercise that I witnessed in a class of 8-year-olds in India. When I was in India, I went to do a presentation about my documentary film there. And when I walked into the class, there were 8-year-olds doing this pranayama technique. They were sitting so still and so, oh my gosh, it moved me so much. And then the teacher clapped his hands and they gave me their full presents. I did my presentation. And then, like kids, they started getting restless and they start moving around. And then the teacher clapped his hands. They went right into pranayama. They breathed in one nostril, out the other. The whole class went still. And I started weeping because I thought, oh my God, if we could only teach this to children in North America instead of giving them Ritalin or whatever they give them now, you know, if they just taught them how to do pranayama, kids wouldn't have to take all these drugs. Of course, when I tried to get meditation in the schools when I first came back from India, they, thought I was trying to convert them from Christianity. But I think it's changed now. I think maybe they're more open to it, but who knows in the atmosphere we're in right now. All right, so we're going to do some pranayama. You're going to take the middle finger, the right here, and your ring finger is going to go on your left nose, and your thumb is going to go on your right nostril. I mean, your left nose. I mean, your left nostril. And the other two fingers are going to stay in the center, touching your third eye. So we're going to breathe in on 4 through the left nostril while you're holding the other nostril with your thumb. So breathing in on 4. And now you block it, hold 2, 3, 4, and you release the right nostril and breathe in through the right nostril. Plug it, hold 2, 3, 4, and breathe out through the left nostril. Breathe in through the left nostril. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, and breathe out through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril. Plug it, hold 2, 3, 4, and out through the left nostril. One more time in through the left nostril. Plug it, 2, 3, 4, and out through the right nostril. And release. Now, Sadhguru, who is a teacher, one of the gurus I study with, he said that if one of your nostrils is blocked, it's affecting the oxygen going to your left and right hemisphere. So you want to make sure that you're getting oxygen to both the left and the right hemisphere. And I also want to teach you a mantra that I learned in India. So we're just going to take at the beginning, I'll say it with you just for a few minutes in the beginning, and then we're going to go into silent meditation. Last night we meditated for 15 minutes. Tonight we're going to go for 20 minutes. But I'll do probably about 3, maybe 2 minutes of this mantra because I really want you to go into the silence. And I tried to find a bell, but the bell that I found, it's not a good bell. It doesn't sound very good. So I'm going to, let me tell me if you can hear this bell. Because I was looking everywhere for a nice sounding bell. Do you hear that? No, you don't hear it? Okay. Then I'm not going to play it because I'm going to say breathe in at the end. Take a deep breath in. And then we're going to do 3 ohms together at the end. And I will lead you in it. And when you chant Om, I invite you to try ah, oo, mm. So it's instead of it's ah, So it's spaced out equally, the ah sound, the oo sound, and the sound. Because each of those sounds is a vibration related to different chakras. So when you say it like that, it has a deeper resonance. And the mantra that you can say in your head, don't say it out loud because I'm going to be saying it out loud, but you can say it in your head with me. So it's Amaram Hum, Maduram Hum. And it's when you breathe in Amaram Hum, Maduram Hum, breathing out. So Amaram Hum is the breath in, Maduram Hum is the breath out. And the meaning of that mantra is I am blissful, I am immortal. So you are saying to your inner waters that you are blissful and you are immortal. And this is a beautiful mantra to do Anytime you're stressed out, you can say it out loud, you can say it in your head. It's just, it instantly brings you to connect to your soul, your infinite self, your immortal self, the part of you that is divine, right? All right, so we're going to do 20 minutes, and then we'll share if you have any questions, if you have any, if you want to share something you experience. For the people who didn't come yesterday, I recommend that you practice the Ujjayi breath, which is a sound in your nose when you breathe in, and how you get that sound, because normally we don't hear ourselves breathing, is imagine you're breathing on a mirror, like, and there's condensation. So you're going to breathe through your nose, in and out through your nose, and you're going to force it a little bit from the same place that you go. So it's like, so you can hear yourself breathing in and out. And like I said yesterday, some of you weren't here. Anytime a thought comes, and they will come, I promise you, think of it as a train. It's a thought train. And instead of going back and forth, oh, there's a new train coming. Oh, you're going to follow that train. Go in that center spot. You know, when you see a train going by, you can either keep turning your head, or you can go into that center spot and it just becomes a blur going in front of you. So that's what I invite you to see your thoughts as trains. And when you're breathe, you focus on your breath and breath in, breath out, or breathing in, breathing out. That should be your only thought to practice. Breathing in, breathing out, or breath in, breath out. At first, we'll do the amaram hum, and then you're going to go into the breathing. Anytime you notice yourself getting hooked on a train, or you jumped on a train and you're going, woo, talking, thinking about your script, thinking about whatever, what you're going to have for dinner tomorrow, whatever it is you think about, just as soon as you notice you're thinking, say thinking, 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 breath. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So the goal is to always come back to the breath, this part of you, okay? All right, and we're going to begin with Amaram Hum, Madhuram Hum, okay? So everybody close your eyes. I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes, and we will finish with the 3 Ams. So breathing in, and nice, long, slow breaths in. Counting to 4 is a good idea, but the Amaram Hum will help you with that. I'm just trying to find the timer here. Okay, 20 minutes. There we go. I am not sending Reiki today, because I will tomorrow, because I want you to feel the difference. So breathing in, pausing at the top, and breathing out. Make sure your feet are flat on the ground, or you're sitting in a lotus position. Make sure your spine is erect. So breathing in, Amaram Hum, Madhuram Hum, Amaram Hum, Madhuram Hum, Amaram Hum, Madhuram Hum, Amaram Hum, Madhuram Hum. And now just continue to breathe in and out. Nice, long, slow breaths, filling up your belly, filling up your heart space, pausing 2 to 4 seconds at the top and the bottom. Taking deep breath in. Breathing in. And once again. May all beings be free of suffering. May all beings know their true nature. And may peace and love prevail. Rubbing your hands together, keeping your eyes closed. Moving your shoulders and then beginning to just rub your head, rub behind your neck, and just slowly come up like you're washing your face, coming back into this present moment. And so I would love to hear, we went longer than yesterday. So I'd love to hear if anybody would like to share or has a question. Please raise your little digital hand there and I'll answer, or if you want to share or a question. Nobody? Oh, someone. Oh, Lex, go ahead, Lex.
So I had a beautiful meditation because I'm sitting outside
Oh,
and I can hear the trees, like the wind in the trees, and then the birds everywhere. That I don't hear them now. They were really active at the beginning of the meditation. I was like, wait a minute, I don't hear them now. And then I heard like the cars going by. We have we're near the army base. So we'll hear helicopters riding by. And my mom has these wind chimes right here beside me. I don't know if you guys can see them.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, she has there's like three different sets, so they all make different sounds. So
Wow.
that was nice. So I got a few gusts of wind.
Oh, that's
Um
beautiful.
and then eventually I didn't hear nothing.
Oh, interesting.
So I just kind of everything just went blank and it was nice. So,
Wow, interesting. So
yeah.
there was a lot of sound in the beginning and then you went into the silence deeper.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
That's interesting that because it could have just been everything was going quiet for that time, but your sound, your sense of hearing was tuning in to all the sounds, and that's a beautiful practice to go into the silence and just hear all the sounds because so often we're talking blah 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 blah. We don't hear the birds, or we're in
right.
our heads, and we don't hear all the beautiful sounds of nature.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing, Lex.
Yes. Thank you.
Great to have you here. Great to see you again. Anne, would you like to share or have a question?
I'd like to share first, like you, Alexis. It was more on the smell. So when we started to meditate, I kind of smelled everything, like the different levels of smell. It was very interesting, and I liked your image of train,
Mm-hmm.
Andrea, because I always had the image of clouds, which is also helping, but I like the blurry. I used it many times during meditation. And I found it very interesting because at some point when my mind was asking myself when it's going to stop, because I, just the mind is kind of wandering and wants to do something else, and it's just normal. And then
Yeah.
I mean, it's just how it is. That's why we meditate. But I could feel a vertigo in my whole body, like the feelings of a vertigo, and it's really like, I don't know how to explain it, like the impatience that comes from my brain coming into my body. And that was interesting because I could, instead of like being stuck into it, I could like just see it as a different, from external point of view.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you were observing from the witness mind,
Yeah.
and
I
were
was
you feeling dizzy or like how can you describe that? Like
like
you like swirling or
really, when you look up a cliff and you look down, you
oh,
have like those feelings of vertigo in your
oh,
hands and your feet. And it
interesting.
does happen to me a lot when, I guess, I'm impatient. I don't know. Like, it's just
Mhm.
interesting to just be the witness of that feeling,
Yes.
because it does happen to me a lot. My body reacts really fast to anything I think. So,
Yes.
and I'm trying to master more of this.
Hmm.
So that's a nice practice for it. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's interesting. And notice if that like notice what you notice. So in if staying in the mindfulness practice, for the next as well every day if you can, for the rest of your life if you can, right? But just
Yeah.
noticing what the body sensations are and how they're triggered. And that's great that you were able to observe and notice that there was, oh, that I'm feeling that feeling that I get when I'm impatient.
Mm, yeah.
And just observing that can you can start to understand where that's coming from. So it might be connected with impatience, but notice the next time, you're in a situation where you're feeling impatient, go close your eyes and go into your heart and breathe and just notice there's that feeling again of impatience. Breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Nice. Carla.
Um, yeah, I kept with the Ujjayi breath and the mantra continuously in my mind,
Good.
um, which was really like I find I can do that, but the trains keep coming and going at the same time. But on another
Hmm.
level, I'm continuing with the breath and the mantra, and I found also that. The visuals around me were distracting, so I like kind of like messy room kind of, so I put a photograph on my phone, a beautiful photograph of a full moon that I took, and so that was actually really good. It was like looking at a candle or something, just having that focus. And yeah, um
Yeah, so let me ask you, so you had your eyes open or they would open occasionally and then that would be like a
yeah, yeah, open occasionally. I was trying to figure out how to do the drishti, the kind of blurred vision, but I
yes,
my eyes were becoming distracted
right.
by, I don't know, all the clutter and everything. So I found having a point of looking was good.
Hmm.
Helped me focus. And I realized a lot of what was coming up is what you discussed yesterday, especially, like the intense stuff going on in the world. And I had an encounter with somebody today in the United States who lives in near you in
Oh, really?
Brooklyn. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's very distressed and in a lot of anxiety, and sort of dumps it on people, like just tells you all about it. And I found like her distress was making me just like you know, it was disturbing my peacefulness and equilibrium, and that the meditation helps and the breathing and everything. And I found that earlier today when I was in my yoga class too. And I feel like she needs to do meditation. I'm going to suggest it.
Can you bring her to a class or tell her about this class?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Oh,
know if she'd be open to it, but she's definitely in a lot of, yeah,
well, you could tell
anxiety.
her that, because most of us, well, many of us are in the States here. I think
Yeah.
like Carol's in Canada, but
Yeah.
everyone else besides Carla and Carol are in the
Sus-
States. Oh, Brenda's in Mexico.
Susie's in
Oh,
What's that, Elizabeth?
Susie.
Oh, and Susie's in England. Yes, it's an international group here.
okay.
But even, we're all feeling it. It's
Yeah.
impacting the whole world. So everybody in the entire world is being impacted by the situation here. And so
Yeah.
yeah, so if you want to share with your friend, she can reach out to me and I could send her the link, or you could share the link with her if you want.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, okay. And the other thing I was realizing is because I've been doing meditation and yoga regularly for quite a while, and I live in a kind of calm environment, like lots of nature and everything, that I don't that her agitation really affected me because I'm not used to that level, you know. So
yeah,
that was something I noticed about myself, and
yeah.
how grateful I was to be doing this meditation practice with you
Yeah.
all, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, when you're living in nature, you're tuning into the frequency of nature, which is a completely different
Yeah.
frequency than in the city. And
Yeah.
when I go to the city, I'm so open because I'm open here. And it's like,
Hmm.
it's like so much. It's so hard to handle.
Yeah.
It's intense, right? So when we go into the city, we have to kind of dial down our energy field, like our chakras. Carla, you did the chakra program, so you can kind of visualize tuning
Yeah.
down your chakras, closing the petals, so you're not receiving all the stimulus all around you all the time if you go into a city.
Mm.
So I have a request before we sign off. I want to get a photo of us. So if everybody could lean in, and I'm gonna put all right, so lean in so we can see you. And 1, 2, 3. Got it. All right, beautiful. Does anybody have any other questions or any desire to share something or any unusual thing they had or insights or anything? Nope. Elizabeth is saying nope. Yes,
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
my only comment was I felt like I loved the mantra, but maybe you could write that down because like halfway through, I'm like, am I saying this backwards? Am I flipping?
Yeah.
And then it was making me like you said,
Yeah.
So,
self-judging. And so I'm like, okay, let's just leave the mantra for now.
so I wrote it in the chat.
Oh,
It's
oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right. Thank you.
Amaram Hum Maduram Hum. Amaram Hum Maduram Hum. And a funny story about this
Andrea?
mantra I used to say a lot. And I love swimming. And when I'm swimming, I was practicing I was saying the mantra, Amaram Hum Maduram Hum Amaram Hum, while I was swimming. And then I'd say, I am blissful, I am immortal, I am blissful, I am immortal. And then I finished my swim, and a woman to my left, she finished her swim at the same time. And we were like, like we were so ecstatic, right? And then we started talking. She was saying a mantra too. And her mantra was, I am love. And we met that day. And isn't that funny? We were both doing a mantra while we were swimming. And she became a really good friend. So, yeah, it's a good one to even if you're in a tense situation, you can just say that little mantra in your head, amaram hum, madaram hum, amaram, or when you're walking or anything. I am blissful. I am immortal. So, my dears, tomorrow I'm going to start with a chakra meditation, and we're gonna do the activate the toroidal field. But then we're gonna send some healing energy to the world, and then we're gonna go into silence. Alexis says you can shield yourself with a golden light, allowing only love to come in and love to go out. Yes, exactly. And that's one of the things that we practiced at the conscious retreat. Piera and Anne, and the three of us were at the Costa Rica retreat. And that's one of the exercises we did, was creating our field with golden light protection. And we're going to be filling it up. I fill my toroidal field up with a very high frequency of love. And I always say that any shield, any slings or arrows cannot pierce my force field, because my force field is filled with love. And the energy of slings and arrows is very low frequency. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. And I'm going to show you another exercise, like a breath work exercise in the beginning. And then we'll go into that. We'll do a little bit longer tomorrow as well. And I hope you can all come. And if you know anybody that wants to join us, any woman, just let them know. You can share the Zoom link if you want with them, or invite them to Dragonfly Sistership so they can get the link. And that's where the replay is from yesterday. It's already in the group, day one. If you missed day one or want to listen again, it's up there, and I'll leave them up there. So at any time you can access them. All right. So thank you so much, everybody. And really, I love you all, and I just makes me so happy to see you all. And I wish I could put my hands through and hug everybody individually. So I'm hugging you. If you hug yourself, you can imagine where I'm hugging you. Have a beautiful night, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. It's the same Zoom link as today. It's the same Zoom link the whole time. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.